to listening. So once again, Cloudroth 216, thank you so much for that over-the-top generous donation for the Maui Food Bank. And so here's your song that you and I are going to listen together. Very first time I've heard of this band, from the 90s apparently, and the name of it's called AFI, God Called In Sick Today. Kind of like the title of that right there. I think it's a winner for me. And the name of the band, AFI, is A Fire Inside. So let's do this. This is God Called In Sick Today. All right. Ooh, this is a long song. Are you sure? It's 13 minutes. Is this the right one? Am I hitting? I just want to make sure, because there's another one right below it that says it's only 3:22. I want to make sure I hit the right one here. Now, which one would it be? 10 minutes. Oh, is there? Somebody made a mistake on the first one. It's dead air. Okay, so I take it it's number 2. So here we go. If it's not, we stop and we'll fish around. All right. God Called In Sick Today. All right.
Let's admire the pattern forming, murderous filigree. I'm caught in the twisting of the vine. Ghosting with ivy climbing, ignore and leave for me the headstone crumbling behind.
What a great bass tone.
Let's amend the classic story, close it so beautifully. I'll let animosity unwind. Steal away the talking pages, hidden so shamefully. Has to feel the violence of the lie. Look at them all after everything right. My soul breaks down. New angelic kind. What falls away, my follow.
Got to stop it somewhere. So many little things I want to talk about really quick. I love the fact that this is not a purposefully layered bunch of arrangements just because they're in the recording studio. Here's what I mean by that. We opened up the track with this kind of really clean picking pattern. And when I mean, and I talk clean and human clean picking pattern. So you could feel the musician playing it. But when he transitioned into the mute, though it was kind of a quick kind of a cut feeling, it was like, oh sure, they could have kept that pattern going on a separate track and then the mute come in. But the authenticity of the performers of the band was like, okay, no, that pattern's done, boom, I'm coming in with this. And then the vocals, as it started to come in, kind of gave me a little bit of that Green Day vibe. You know, so I knew I was in for some kind of raw, authentic sizzle in a band style performance, and they fully doled out on that. The other thing I love about this is the hook. The hook is the vocalist with a clean voice going la. You have the punch of the guitar in, you got everybody full in, but then you hear that I can't scream da 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 da. I love that. It's reverse of what you might expect. So that sticks really into my head, into listening to it. And the bass tone on this is incredible. I love the bass line through this whole section right here. you definitely felt like you were like they were playing right in front of you with this recording. Like whether they did any overdubs later or punches in to clean something up, it doesn't sound like it. It sounds like a one-time through performance. And there's that human element there. There's definitely no sense of click track going on in there, and that's kind of an unsung, unheard of thing, I think, in nowadays in most recording. You just got some kind of click track or some kind of backing track that might be in your head, in your cans as you're playing and performing. Not saying it doesn't happen, but it has, I don't know, don't be offended because I don't know punk that well. It definitely has punk elements. It's punk rock, but there's a little bit of a pop element to it. I don't know if that's fair to say, and I definitely don't want to be disrespectful to a genre that's saying, no, dude, this is pure punk or something like that. But it's just raw and authentic. Authentic. It reminds me of something like the transition in music during the period when skater punk was starting to happen, you know. And I don't know if that was my tie into the Green Day thing that I heard or was listening to. But that was a really super fun track. For me, the real glam was the hook. You know, while he's going, whoa, 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 and then the other overdub vocals is, wow, 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 wow. You know, and it's not a growling thing. I just think it's a nice little flip in the hook, and it's stuck like butter. So, Cloud Raw, thank you so much. AFI, if that makes it, there's a cleanness. Yeah, there is. It sounds like, I mean, this is the first song of theirs that I've heard, but I guess that cleanness is where I just kind of went, huh, is that maybe a little bit more of a pop element to it or accessible element to it? Because it was for me. I didn't get that visceral, guttural, you know, Sex Pistol-y, you know, punk rock kind of vibe with it, you know. And so, yeah, that's my thing. So thank you once again, Cloud Roth. That was fantastic. And once again, thank you so much for that generous donation to the Maui Food Bank. That's going to go a long ways for him. Jake Vienna. Oh, my goodness. Oof. Again. Love every bit of this. Another $20 that came in from Jake Vienna. Are you still here, Jake? Jake. Yeah. You're here. And we're doing a song, I guess, called... I don't know. Let me put the link in. I put the link in the coconut. You mix them all up. Whoops. Hang on for a second. Let me do this. Nope, that's not it. Dumbest fails of the day. That might... Oh, wait a second. Maybe because there was a parenthesis in there. Hey, Starfield is out. What is that? Everybody's been telling me something about Starfield. That I should check out that OST. But hang on. The link is safe, but for some reason it didn't. Okay, let me try. Let me kick the link and let me see what I get here. Stand by. Okay, I see. Got it. Whoops. It fired off on another browser. Mine opened up a fresh browser page, so stand by. I'm coming at you, man. Coming at you. Zip, zip, zippity boo bip, zippity boo dip. I like that zip, zip, zippity guy. That guy that's on YouTube. Or is it TikTok? You know, the guy with the big belly and he goes, zip, zip, zippity doo, zippity dap, zippity dap, doo. I said, going, yeah, you got to have fun with it, man. That's how you got to do it. All right. Let me see how this works. There it is. All right, now I got it queued up. All right, guys. Okay, so here we go. Jack Azuria. Blue da Beatty. Metal cover version of Jonathan Young and Toxic Externity. All right, it's a cover. Let's do this. All right.
Yo, listen up. Here's a story about a little guy that lives in a blue world. And all day and all night, and everything
Nice old 90s style
just
piano.
blue like him. Inside and outside. Blue his house with a blue little window and a blue Corvette. And everything is blue for him and himself. And everybody around. 'Cause he ain't got nobody to listen to.
Pretty rich background vocals there. So where does this track come from? I guess you guys are saying this is a cover. So from what band does the original come from? I like this. It's very pop and kind of Eiffel 65, and that's the original one, huh? So I have nothing to pull from as far as A being it. I love the punchiness of this. This was just released, what, 6 years ago. It's super punchy. Really focusing a lot on the background vocals, on a lot of things that are going on there. It's really stacked and very rich. Love the EQing of the kit and everything. But it does have kind of it's got a very 80s vibe, but produced in a very modern environment, you know, with the plugins and the DAWs and the tones and everything like that. The additional things sonically that I'm hearing. But it definitely has kind of a little bit of a reach of kind of a pop metal 80s. Is that such a thing? Glam metal-y kind of vibe. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but it definitely pulls me back nostalgically. Nice fill. I like that. That's good dynamics.
And the trees are too. I have a girlfriend and she is so blue. Blue are the people here that walk around. Blue like my Corvette, it's in and outside. Blue are the words I say and what I think. Blue are the feelings that live inside me. I'm blue.
So that, you know, there's obviously purposeful, you know, if you're saying this is a cover from 99 or 98 or something like that, the integration of the growling and the fried vocals and the darker metal sounds, I take it, is where this becomes the cover. What would you consider the original genre that the Eiffel 65 version of this was? Is it more pop? Oh, the original is EDM. So then all of the metal and everything that we hear here is the big bump, to the cover. Because it sounded like electro dance, but yeah. Yeah, it sounded like because there was an emphasis on the metal aspect of ice cream. If they're doing a cover and they're trying to put their own stamp on it, and plus I don't know version with Jonathan Young and Toxic Externity. So the metal cover by the artist and the band and stuff, that's where I kind of was going, all right, so maybe the metal aspect of it was the cover, but definitely the integration of the dark growling and having a little fun with the video, obviously, too. I think there was a bit of muckery going on there. We make a muck of a muckery, and that's a muckery. That was a very funny line in the Beatles' Hard Day's Night. Are you mocking me? Are you mocking me, muckery? So, yeah, thank you for that, man. That was a great listen, too. That was a trip. For sure. Oh no, what did I do with my, hang on for a second. What did I do with my list? Did I pounce my list? I may have pre-pounced my list. I'm not too sure yet. Stand by. Oh no, I didn't. I'm still good. All right, Cycloid. Are you here, Cycloid? Hello, Cycloid. Uh-huh. That kind of thing. Hey, there you are, Cycloid. All right. So it looks like, first of all, thank you very much for your $20 donation. And you're always, usual suspect here on the chat and hanging out when I come online. Thank you so much for that and hanging out with me. I'm always blown away still. People come and listen to me go, blah, blah, blah. So the song is Fairy Tale main theme. Okay, hang on. This has got multiple Yasuhara. Whoops. Yeah, me and my spelling. Here it is, I think. Is this the one? Let me see. Stand by. Yes, I believe so. I think I may have gotten lucky here. Is this the one right here that we're doing here? Cycloid? All right. Well, like usual, thank you so much. And that's not usual, but what is usual is the fact that it doesn't surprise me that subscribers and both those who came by here last Saturday come to bat. Thank you so much for your $20 donation for the Maui Food Bank. So your song is Fairy Tale main theme by the composer Yasuharu Takanashi. So let's do this. All right. Ooh. This is great, and for some reason I'm grooving to it. There's chord changes are fairly simple and everything, but there's something about it that I really liked on the onset, which it seems to have kind of a Celtic melody to it, and I think some of that is accentuated by the fact that that melody is, a flute is also playing that melody. It's kind of giving that. I don't know why, and please don't smoke me in the comments for this. What was the name of there was a really big dance show that was really trending hard, I think in the 90s or in the early 2000s. The guy that dances, bloop, 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 his feet. It's really, really, really super cool, that kind of dancing. And then they'd all come out and they keep their hands to their sides and stuff. Actually, it's absolutely stunning to watch. It's really, river dance. Yeah, it had kind of a river dance kind of melody to it. And automatically I started thinking of river dance and stuff. And I think the melody was not that it was close to it, but that's what I felt. But with that crunchy, ballsy vibe, it kind of led me. I was kind of thinking, man, this is such a powerful track for such a what I would consider laid back chord choice, you know, and pretty straightforward, basic programming, you know, drums and bass and arrangements and stuff. But the trick was that melody uniquely played. I love that, the addition of the voice there. Another great peel back of the arrangements there when they stop at the very end. There was, I can't tell, I knew that there was layers that were going behind that da 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 da, whatever the melody is. Can't do it. That there were layers to it, but when they cut out the higher toned parts of the arrangement in its unison layer, there was a little bit of a muted line at the bottom that I was going, man. I'm thinking to myself, how did that fill out in that little tone area? How thick and rich that was. Now, I did say earlier, man, I really love that high female vocal voice that they did in, you know, another unison. It was a constant build. This track was nothing but a constant build. So in other words, if we listen to the beginning, stand by, let me see if this works. Hang on. So this is their relaxed arrangement, and this is more of the powerful at the end. So, you know, taking the repetitive patterns and stuff like that and build and build and build and build, maybe a little change up in the middle, pull it back down, then build and build and build and build and out. But at the very end, they kind of let that go. And when they let it go, just see if you, that da 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 da, see if you can hear this little low mid-tone part of that melody still going after all the sizzle drops out. And now it's gone. Very cool. I like that, Cycloid. I don't know why was that one of your favorite tracks? Did you like that melody? The melody was very kind of seductive, if you would. And yeah, I guess this does sound. There's something here that I'm going to take a guess at because I'm looking at the artwork, and it said, and some people said, well, this was kind of gnarly track for a fairy tale theme, but the T looks like it could be like an anchor. So does this thing have to do with the ocean or something like that? Could be the stupidest, worst question in the world, but just by the psychographics of this artwork here, the T looks like it could possibly be an anchor. Maybe that's why we have a little bit of that Celtic-y kind of vibe. Is that something of that nature? If this is like that, it's a battle anime. Okay. Okay, well, for some reason it's misleading. Okay, it's very missing. Okay, gotcha. Well, thank you so much. That was a great lesson. I love the melody. It's in my head now. And if I don't listen to another track, it takes place in a world where magic exists. Okay. Medieval fantasy. All right. Okie dokie. I better get on to another song because that it's in my head. It's a hook. I can imagine if, okay, this was a theme. So Cycloid, was there gameplay to this as well? Like, that's the theme. So were there like little motifs all the way through the game that, oops, ambulance, that maybe repeated itself through the game? That would have been kind of cool. All right, what do I have left here? All right, how about Sokuth? Sokuth, are you here with me? Are you with me? It's an anime series, okay. It was a show. Okay, Umber March. Being an anime for comments. Kyrie, you're funny. All right, so Kuth, I guess you're not, oh, there you are. I see ya. How are ya? And I also know you're a always visiting every time I pop online. So first of all, thanks for coming back. Thanks so much for your $20 donation. That's super cool beans, of course. With all of you hitting our goal, close to 2,800 bucks. So, and you're a part of that for sure. And I want to thank you so much. So the track that you would like is BMX Terminator Troll. Oh yeah, Troll. I'm gonna highlight that. And also, I want to just send a big fat aloha to 1AM Bus. You know, every time we do a song, he goes into this little list that he and I'm a Sneak developed for me, and he highlights it out for me, so it keeps me in track. So if we can just keep really quick some emoji claps and thank yous or maybe salutes for 1AM Bus as an assistant with me through this, I think that'd be fantabulous. Thank you very much, 1AM Bus. I really appreciate it. So yeah, there you go. Look, yeah, we're all sending you the aloha, 1AM Bus. All right. And also played a very big part as well as during the streaming day with I'm a Sneak. So I know that I'm a Sneak had to go to bed. He's a hard worker. He has odd hours, but a 1AM Bus is part of that team, as well as Turnip. Also Turnip. Give Turnip. All right, here we go. Let's see what this is. Troldhaugen. BMX Terminator. Oh wow, okay. Is this is BMX Terminator a game? I can't see on some of the descriptions here. Pre-order the new album. Oh, it's an album? Let me know. Go with the second one, please. All right. So that we shall. Let's do this. BMX Terminator. All right. Oh, it's metal. All right. Oh! Funky synth bass. Do a backflip or two and tune everyone around. You'll be vibing on your cool move. What? Wait, you make it sound stitch. BMX tricks from Johnny Jam-Ditch. I build myself a robot and you see how it's done. A BMX Terminator, that sounds fun. That's dumb, that's just weird. I like my life when I'm crowding the gears. You gotta leave by example and so you will see. Wow. A robot on the back is set you free. And nothing quite like a robot on the back. And nothing quite like a robot on the back. And nothing quite like a robot on the back. So Primus, I was just about to say that. Any off 3-4 be enough for the 3-3. I was going, man, I just got through doing Les Claypool today on my heavy metal channel. I think it was called, I forgot, Once Again or Big One or whatever. I just put Les Claypool, so it was very fresh in my head. I heard that, and I was like, oh my God, this is so Primus. But it also reminded me, getting through this last hook, like just hitting a little hard on the Danny Elfman influence on the vocal performance, but on the trickery of the arrangements and how they're chopped up and stuff like that. And also, what's the name of that other band? Not the I Can Count to Four. That band. There's a little bit of that, sense of humor in their arrangements that are very fun. What was the name of that band? I Can Count to Four. Yes, very cartoony vibe, without a doubt. It's like instead of anime, it's metal. Yeah, Psycho Stick. It has some Psycho Stick in there. But I was like, oh man, this is like, and I'm looking, of course, I'm influenced a little bit by the image. I go, is this like an animation of like a crab that's like, does sick tricks inside a skating shell or something like that? I was like, okay, let's do this. But I fully dig this. Yeah.
Snapping that neck, like what you see, you can get a load of this thing. Breaking my knees and through jets in my shoes. Skid around birds while blowing up views. You see, it ain't easy being king of the track. People get green and start giving it. Don't take a shit there with the knockers in. I live in my time, I'll be proud of your
This just kind of reminds you of like Three Little Pigs. What was the name of that metal band that did that?
BMX, let me hear you say it. BMX, come on, BMX, a little something down. BMX.
These guys are serious effing musicians, man, and the arrangement skills are really super fat. Whoever's putting this together actually has a lot of, like, we see a lot of things in our head. There's a lot of times where I've had to write off of storyboards, projects in the past. And so we have to kind of think in our mind what something might look like. And there's so many unique things that are happening, from little marimba runs and stuff like that, that really lean on serious animation style composition. Maybe more of an Adult Swim version of certain things, animation wise. But it's very intricate. And the fact that they chose this kind of 12-foot ninja, Psycho Stick, Danny Elfman, Primus kind of vibe, and are hitting all cylinders right now and making it sound as sick as this is to me, it's like going, these are really, really great composers and musicians just having the best time of their lives with this track. Ooh, drummer. I can love that track, and I love the use of the synths that they have going in there. So those lines that they had in there, that's why I kind of thought of Danny Elfman and a little kind of macabre, sneaky, peeking over them, kind of like little stick skeletons, or maybe underwater ocean, haunted house weirdness, kind of a la metal kind of vibe, and that a lot of that has to do with, for myself, and I've listened to years and years of animation music and did my fair share of composition in a very infant, just fractoidal slice of it. Just there's these things that you go to get these. I think we talked about this before. We talked about this when we were talking about giant bombastic compositions for, like, let's say Bloodborne and all of these hardcore gnarly games that are these huge dynamic, orchestral things. It's like there's a set there's a kind of a set palette of things that you go to get these specific sounds. Well, the same thing with this kind of lighthearted animation. You'll hear marimbas. You'll hear all these little fun lines that are. See, that's the shit that's going on in my head all the time. See, that's why I'm afflicted, man. I actually, this stuff lives in my head. I just haven't gotten it out anymore. It's been a while, man. I got to purge this stuff. Anyhow, Sokith, that was a great listen and totally different and not what I was expecting. Of course, I know not to expect anything. One of the things that I did notice, though, is that they had these great guitar sounds, but they decided to stick with a really synthy, almost sounds like an old school DX7 bass, like a standard bass sound. So I thought that was unique. I thought maybe there would have been a little more of a real bass kind of vibe to it, but I understand why they didn't. But it was kind of a trick. It really stuck out for me. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, I fully dug it, man. And it was silly. There were silly things that were in there, but it was definitely evened out really fast once the vocalist and the guitars came in there. So thank you so much. All right, Ollie. Ollie, are you in the house? Are you here? Well, slowly my viewer numbers are going down. People are going to sleep and going home. It's hard for me to come on early. Maybe tomorrow I'll come on early. Maybe I'll come on at like 12 o'clock Pacific Standard Time or something like that for a few hours instead of 6. Yeah? That might make it a little fun. So, Ollie, are you here? If you're not here, Ollie Oxenfree, thank you so much for your $20 donation to the Maui Food Bank. Thank you for coming to that. I have a very, like this, I already know I'm going to love because it's Steven Wilson. And so this track from Steven Wilson, hang on. Hello. There we go. And I know this is going to be quite the shift in gears here. The Raven, Steven Wilson. And, oh, crap, I left my phone over there. Hang on, guys. I got to jump back for a second and grab on my phone. Stand by. I was waiting for a text from my wife to make sure she got back from Maui. Okay, stand by. Oh, yes, that's her. She goes, I'm on Oahu safe and sound. We stay connected. Even though we're disconnected in such a weird way. I live on the North Shore. She lives on the South Shore. We get together every few days. Some people say that's insane. Some people say, oh my God, how did you get her to do that? It was simple. I never washed my underwear. What do you want? I'm kidding. I don't wear underwear. Anyhow, so yeah, that's TMI. I went too far on that. That was stupid. That was stupid. Yeah, that was a little out there. Okay, so let's go to this. This is Steve Wilson, the Raven, that refused to sing. I believe that's it. Yeah, that's what it is. Maybe it was cut off. And once again, this is by Ollie. Ollie, I'm sure that you'll find out that I did your track, and this is on my hard drive session, and will be uploaded onto the YouTube archive channel. All right, guys, let's do this. Steve Wilson, the Raven that refused to sing. Okay, it's coming. I'm really kind of liking this video. It's dark though.
Sing for me. Sing for me. You can come with me. You can live with me. Heal my soul. Make me whole.
Nice chord patterns. There's all the minor to major.
Sister, I lost you when you were still a child, but I lead you now,
There's a little bass warble.
and I lead out from a light. I'm afraid to wait.
There's some Steve Wilson vocals there.
I'm afraid to love.
What an absolutely beautiful, haunting song. I love that bass and piano.
But just because I'm weak, you can steal my dreams. You can reach inside my head. You can put your son there instead. Please come to me. Please stay with me.
Ooh. That high bass, I think. I'm having a hard time stopping and giving a reaction to this because I'm just absolutely mesmerized by it. You know, and I mean, I can break it down by, you know, the aspects of it, but the simplicity of, once he settles us into the chord patterns, he gives us, you know, the chord changes are, he takes away, he giveth. And that's a, you know, the first three chords goes da, 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 minor, da, 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 major. Kind of gives us a little hope, and he kind of keeps pulling us back and forth between I'm taking it away and I'm giving it back to you. And then by adding these beautiful in and out arrangements that are more comforting blankets, but kind of like some of it sometimes feels like it's a blanket you might have. Is it a little moist, a little damp? Like if you put a blanket out of a dryer and you feel. So it's a very uneasy, uncomfortable beauty to this. And then of course I'm trying not to watch the video, but the video actually is really intriguing as well. And then with the style of vocals that he's singing, it kind of gives me a little bit of the Peter Gabriel vibe, you know. But anyhow, like I said, I'm just having my brain isn't so much into reacting as much as it is enjoying this with you guys. Jeez. I can't tell if that's a bass or a very unique guitar sound. Because there's the bass, there's, you know, ba 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 ba. Ooh, I like that. So the mystery, I don't know what that is. That I thought for a second it was a bass. I was probably playing way up as far as the neck can let it go, but you know, maybe it's a different EQs or style, like a jazz, old school jazz guitar that was EQ'd differently to get that sound, or it could be, you know, a modified synth or something. But at first it did, because there's a little bit of, there's times where I hear like a finger vibrato on it, but then that's still a continuation now as the bass is coming in. And Steven Wilson manages to get always some of the most amazing drum sounds. The engineering that goes into that is just frick, man. I mean, that's a clinic in of itself. But this song is, if I'm not watching the video, is so wonderful. Then I watch the video and I can see that tug of war. But then it kind of mimics the tug of war in those chord changes, the minor, the major, the whole thing, kind of bringing us in and out of hope and despair kind of vibe. Sad for the old man. Like as if it's releasing the Raven into purgatory. Oh wow, I took a look, yes, it's beautiful. Ooh, what a fill, Jesus. Man, whew. Video. I feel really sad right now. I don't know about you guys. You're crying, I'm not. Wow. I'm sorry. That was freaking heavy. The music was beautiful, but the story behind it was just heart-pulling. It's just kind of like, for me, I have to say there was a very small connectivity for myself in the video and the song. So this isn't one of me just, standing here or sitting here listening to a song and reacting and dicing it apart. I think this is one of the very few times that I've listened to a track where I have been like emotionally pulled into it. I think obviously coupled with the video, there's no two ways about it, the unison of the two. And there's just something hauntingly identifiable to that. I mean, I'm not an old guy and, in a snowy little cabin and this like black, plaguey, gloomy thing is creeping up on you and stuff. And what does the raven mean and everything like that. But hang on, I gotta sneeze. When I sneeze, it's one of those disappearing sneezes. Excuse me. But it was a great listen. It was an emotional listen for me. And truth be told, to go back, I'm going to have to listen to this again. And I mean, the in and out of the strings, it's such a pulling part of the ambience that puts you into that. And to me, I think for me, what it is that the reflection of the arrangements in my mind, because I see colors and stuff when I listen to music. Sometimes I'll see blank music papers and the notes kind of come out and whatever. That's just my own psychotic way of listening to music on a visual. But I think what happened was this particular track, what was happening sonically was so well represented visually that it doubled down on the emotional value of it. So this was The Raven That Refused to Sing. Jeez, I'm playing this. I'm going to put this on loop. But it's very poignant. It's very heartfelt, and it's very, it's very sad, for this poor lonely man that's just, waiting to die or doesn't know if he's ready to go or something like that. Steve Wilson, I know you'll never see this, but that was an absolute kick-ass piece of artwork, top to bottom, visual, music. Salute to you, Steve Wilson. And also, Ollie, I believe this was your track. You weren't here for the listen, so I want to thank you once again for that. That was a master moment for me, listening to that piece of music. And thank you so much for your donation to the Maui Food Bank. So that all in all was freaking huge. Stand by for a second. I wish you guys. Oh, okay, the Dave. Take care. Thanks for coming by and hanging out. Don't forget to check back with me tomorrow. I'll be on again tomorrow. Oh, wow, Umber March. Okay, that all comes together there. I couldn't quite put that together, but that really means something. That was very cool. I'm currently contemplating my existence. Aren't we all? I mean, every day I've got to go through a 12-step program to figure out what and why and how and why should I continue? And oh shit, I'm not going to turn this into one of those streams. I think I will do an IRL sooner than later and just go deep and have a conversation about that. Maybe invite some of you guys in and talk to me on the stream, who want to be seen on a stream or whatever. One of the things that's been happening lately is that my Positive WAV Writer, WAV, .wave music channel, I'm beginning to look at and saying, maybe this is a little more of who I really am as a human being. I love doing the music and hanging out with you guys, but something's happening to me right now where I feel like I'm going into this kind of other phase that's kind of heavy. So I don't know. You guys will see it when it comes across there. That it'll say on the subject matter, "I'm going deep IRL. Let's go." I'm sure there'll only be a few of us at that point because most people are here to listen to music. But my channel, we have fun in different ways. Okay. Yeah, exactly. When I wanted to just jet off to Costa Rica and just be down at Matapalo, Pan Dulce, and just it's been happening a lot more often than I just saw an unbelievably wonderful documentary on Samoa and Tonga and all their atolls and their cultural history that precedes the Hawaiian culture, and these atolls where people live, and I just go, that's not too far of a stretch from where my next level move could be. Except down in Samoa and Tonga, it's hot, it's heavy. I don't know if I could survive, You know, there's good waves and some good fish, but anyhow, okay. I said I wasn't going to go there, but I did. I'm sorry. All right, here we go. Yeah, I'm hoping to come in Costa Rica in November, if not November, January. I do this annual trip where I'll go to like Nusara, Dominical, and Pan Dulce, you know, Matapalo. It's the other side of a famous left point named Pavones. It's the other side of the bay. Some smoking rights that are out there. And maybe I'll just huddle into a coconut, and that's what I started. I'm going to start on my, look guys, I know I'm just going to do this because I'm going to. But let me see. Positive wave, right? If I ever shut down my music channels because I hit a very weird part in my life, this will go on forever. I don't know if they'll allow me to put the link in there. So, you know, if you want to come and hang out and you kind of see the kind of stuff that I drop in there, it's totally not, it's still me, but it's not music. So, okay, let's keep going. I'm sorry, I went on it. I'm sorry. I slipped down the abyss of universal tranquility in open mind thinking. All right, here we go. Next up is, okay, Gree, Gree. Are you in the chat? How are you? You're here for the G brands. Pura vida. Oh, well, please, Mango Avaro. Costa Rica and the Ticas and all that is probably some of the most wonderful culture, and the history there is so rich and so wonderful. It's a privilege for me to just sit there amongst a little family that's drinking Pacifico and fresh caught ceviche right in my hand. That's life. That's it. We have a version of it here in Hawaii where my favorite thing is, like, twice a week I do this. I have sardines, onions, tomato, and poi. You know if you know. If I got anybody from Hawaii here, you know if you know. Okay. Gree, if you are not here, I want to thank you so much for your $20 donation towards the Maui Food Bank. Also, thank you for coming to the mainstream last week. And so your request is, oh, okay, what's this? Okay. I don't know what this is. By composer, I think, Ricky Schaefer. I will find out if I put it in my thingy here. Okay. Goodbye, Positive Wave Writer. Michigan Impossible. Okay, I'm thinking this it. I don't know if this is it. Hang on for a second. Let me put that in this search. Vampire Bloodlines. Okay, I guess that was it. Okay, wanted to make sure I got that. Are you guys familiar with this? What is this? Where it says Mission Impossible, is that the title of a segment in this vampire? Is this first of all, is this a video game? Oh, it's a game. Okay, very good. To Lacuna Coil. Lacuna Coil, is that a composer? No. Is that an artist? Why do I know that name? Is Lacuna Coil an artist? Somebody let me know, because I know that I've heard that name before. And I can't figure. Vampire the Masquerade is also an anime. Yes, there you go, Gree. Thank you so much for your donation. I appreciate it. And for the Maui Food Bank, I appreciate you hanging out that day. And if you're even lurking here, and also your very first time chatting here. So this is for you, Gree. You and I are going to listen to Mission. Yeah, now I keep on saying Mission Impossible. Gree, is that the name of this track or part of the game? Uh-oh, people are saying I love the bass. Okay. All right, Cree. Let's do this. The name of the track. Yes, okay. Because I was thinking, Mission Impossible. That's my dad's friend who wrote that. Lalo Schifrin. What's this? Nope, that's not the one. All right, guys, let's do this. Gree, thank you again for your $20 donation for the Maui Food Bank. This is Mission Impossible from Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. All right. Opening up with a really low little sequency bass line. Old school lo-fi. The octave arpeggiation in that bass line, I love it. Reminds me of an Stylus RMX vibe. If you're a composer, you know what that means. Ooh, the sequence was getting a little out of tick there. That was great. Oh, I love that. You're right about the bass. I like the emojis. Come on, guys, give me the emojis. Oh, I love the shark emoji too. Okay, so there's two bass lines that are happening here. The arpeggiation that opened, like everybody gave me emojis and I stopped the music, sorry. I'll start again and we can get back into the emojis. So there's the opening arpeggiation that, and it has a really nice little octave in there, and then a fifth, I think. I'm not too sure. But then there's another deeper, throatier synth bass line that's in the back that's slightly chopping through. I like that we're going in and out of these lo-fi style loops. Some of them have a little bit of pop and grit to it. But I love this. But it seems like this is more like, I don't know what's happening in the show. Or you guys said it was anime, right? I don't know what's happening here, but it's very creepy and very kind of like secretive, looking behind that kind of vibe and stuff. And the fact that we're keeping it on this kind of grind, especially with this kind of lo-fi kind of vibe. I love the fact that everybody's responding the way they're responding to this. It's a very trance-like, dark, heavy kind of vibe there. Game, okay. That's three basses we got going there. Ooh, I love that little squashed loop right there. You can hear the 30 seconds in the hi-hat. Trippy. Something had to wake it up. Trippy. I dug that, and as a matter of fact, yes, I'm sorry, I didn't. It is a game. I said anime because it did. Oh look, look at my funny hair here. It's called "Les Fried My Hair." Yeah, hey, Gree, this was a great track. This is one of those things, Gree, where when I listen to music like this, it brings me back into the power of simplicity, but easy is not simple. The power of simplicity, but easy is not simple. Shall I coin that? Shall I put that on a shirt? It'll be a new life mantra, same as it ever was. That there's so much emotion that can be evoked by setting off what I would call a trance composition. Not trance Goa or trance and stuff like that. Something that kind of lets you settle into a... And one of the very unique things about this is... Excellent writer. I make jokes now and then. I can't help it. One of the great things about this is, I've said this to you guys before. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it again. I know there's people that like kind of lean into me and give me the one eyebrow up, going, "Brah," But I do believe in what the power of music vibrationally can do to us, not in a woo-woo Zen meditation world. Yes. Can it bring us into different moods? We've all talked about that, right? Something low and laid back and everything. You can see yourself chilling, watching clouds in a sunset, or if you're getting baked or something, you're pulling a nugget on the machine, or you're sipping your whiskey out of a mason jar. Whatever it is, it puts you in that chill thing. If you need assistance in that way, there's a certain speed and tempo and sound that does that. If you want to be aggressively pumped up, faster beats per minute, all kinds of stuff. Music really affects us. But one of the key entry points is the bass, is the bottom. And when I'm talking about the bass, I'm talking about, so the spectrum, you guys always hear me say this, beetle fart to dog whistle, so 0 to 16K. That little section between 0 and 2500 is such an important part to me of kind of like creeping open the secret passage of letting music affect you. And if you can do that right, you have a really good chance of making a solid impact on the listener. It might sound like a really easy secret going, oh, well, then all I got to do is have a bass that goes, because if you have a shitty bass arrangement or it doesn't have the right rhythm, plus rhythms also affect us differently, right? I've always had a problem in the music industry. I've had compositions sent back from my producers. I've had to kind of not battle, but go against composers and producers or songwriters that I'd be producing their demos for, because they want to hear something that's more square, doom, 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 and I'm like, doom, and it's just, that was my flaw. I think one of my friends who's a very successful producer says, Jeeves, the only thing that fucked you up in this whole industry is you couldn't square up. And I knew what he meant by that. But I went, all right, fine. It was too freaking painful. I couldn't square up, So when we have this opening of this Mission Impossible track, and you have this very kind of meandering but low kind of prying, you let that run for about 6 to 8 bars, and that's almost kind of like a kind of a peek into the soul, I said soul. Don't go there. I know some of you on the chat go, Jeeps, are you being dirty? No, just I'm saying. So I really love this track. I really loved it. It motivates me. That's the funny thing. What I love about this journey one of the things I was telling you about, some of the changes they're going through, is that now I'm allowing myself to be motivated again, you know. And in September, I'm going to be spending a lot more time here in the studio, so I'm going to be crafting some new music and sharing it with you guys. So, you know, you'll hear some of the influences here. I can't help but be influenced by some of it. And then, of course, you'll hear some of my own stylings with it. But anyhow, but anyhow, Gree, thank you so much for your donation. All right, guys, listen, I got to call it quits. Excuse me. Let me see where I'm at with my list first. Stand by for a second. So it looks like I have, I think I've got about 20 tracks left to do, or 18 tracks left to do. I will be doing that tomorrow. I am going to come back tomorrow. If you're still here waiting, I have tracks from, let's see, Alfie, Lowry, Vex, Gummy Bear, Chewy, Safaria, Crossface Buffalo, Make 33, Senor V, Edot, Chat Pile, Excellent Walter, Doom 2364, Gliden, Nerevar, Rising Again, Pouncing Moogie, Nantine, 1 a.m. Bus. Oh my goodness, yeah, 1 a.m. Bus. That was that donation. Frick, I don't even. I was like, I had to go for my asthma spray. Thought it was a typo. Kesame, Nantine, and N45 800. And of course, Groovin' Goon. So I think I got a little under 30, and we're nearing close to that. So, oops, my chat was closed. Oh, I have about 11 less. I think I got a little more than that. I'm not too sure. I could be counting wrong 1 a.m. Bass. But I'll count on you guys to keep it straight for me. So, yes, tomorrow. I will see you guys tomorrow. Yeah, you are. Lacrimosa? Hang on for a second. I saw you, didn't you? Yeah, you're. As a matter of fact, I hate to say this, but you were next. But so you'll be first tomorrow. I'm sorry. I just gotta breathe. I'm kind of roasted for the day. But you're the first one up for tomorrow, okay, Lacrimosa? So, oh, the anticipation. So yeah, check for your, when you get your notifications and stuff. And so anyhow, thank you guys so much. I had a great time with you guys as usual. This was a great session for me. A lot of eye-opening epiphanies musically and emotionally for me listening to these tracks. So you guys are taking me on the sickest journey ever. So anyhow, I'm done. Enough talking. I got to take this off. My ears are baking right now. La 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 la. Hang on. Big hair. I got to do my big hair.